of Riverfront Broadcasting Sports. It's time for Post 8 Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Post 8 Baseball is brought to you by Comtech, Bank West, Nystrom Electric, Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping, and American Family Insurance Brittany Scheffelbein Agency.
A fly ball to center field as Spencer Eason is over. For the first time in 2023, roll-eights, and Miles Doyle has thrown a 6-inning no-hitter.
And by Lamb Motors, Todd's Electric, Edward Jones Financial, CHS River Plains, Wagner Auto, Jaeger, Faith Lutheran Church, Leinbach Construction, and First Dakota National Bank.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Here's a line shot. That's to the left side. Bruce will round second. He's on his way to third. Hansen will see if he pulls up at second. He will. And Matt Hansen will have himself the cycle and an RBI double on top of it. An RBI double for Matt Hansen. He's 4 for 4.
Post 8 Baseball is also brought to you by Avera, Capital City Ford, Lincoln, and Toyota, Shane's Pharmacy, Gales Gas, Oahe Federal Credit Union, May Adam, Fisher Rounds, and Ferding Electric.
The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and roll-eights. Post 8 gets a big 12-9 victory in Game 2 to earn a split over Post 22.
And by True Green Chemelon, Beck Motors, the South Dakota Office of the Attorney General Division of Consumer Protection, Kruger Contracting, Egtegra, AGE Corporation Ready Mix, Stulkin Peterson LLP. Now let's head to the booth for the call of the game with the voice of Post 8 award-winning KCCR Sports Director John Winkler.
And a good afternoon as we welcome you here to historic Heinz Stadium for some matinee baseball as Spearfish is in town for a doubleheader as the Eights will be looking to get their third and fourth wins in South Dakota games. Spearfish trying to stay around that 500 mark, get above 500 if they get a couple of big wins. They're a game under right now in South Dakota games and 16-20 overall. Spearfish, another team that does not play high school baseball, so while they have played 36 games in the Legion season, they are kind of like in the Watertown spot where if you add in the high school games for a lot of other teams to what we see now for Post 8, the amount of games played is pretty similar to these two teams. But it is Spearfish that is 16-20. They split with Sturgis on Monday. We'll talk about those guys that pitch and unavailable to pitch for the day today for Spearfish. But then also Post 8, they played last night. Sounds like the bus rolled back in around 2:30 this morning, and hopefully guys got some rest and got a chance to get some extra sleep or sleep in a little bit later than normal as the Eights and Post 164 of Spearfish will be challenged with a doubleheader here from Heinz Stadium today. Miles Doyle will be on the mound for Post 8. Jack Branham will be on the mound for Spearfish. We will talk starting lineups. We may be getting going just a little bit before 3 o'clock, but we are getting set to roll here from Heinz Stadium on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Glad you're with us here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. We'll come back in 3 minutes, give you the starting lineups, and get you set for first pitch between Pierre and Spearfish. Back in 3 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back. The sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good, solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
As we welcome you back here, getting set for first pitch between Pierre and Spearfish as the starting lineups are being introduced here at Hyde Stadium. We'll go through them here real quick. For Spearfish first, it'll be Travis Jewell to lead things off. He's the second baseman here in Game 1. Aiden Meverden, the shortstop, will bat second. Cody Chapman, the center fielder, batting third. Jack Branham, the pitcher, batting fourth. Halen Heiting, the left fielder, will bat fifth. Brock Lewis, the first baseman, batting sixth. Sean Sewell, the third baseman, will bat seventh. Will Scharf, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Owen Brunner, the catcher, will bat ninth. As it is, again, Jack Branham that's on the mound. He is in the lineup. They only have 10 guys here, just one guy for sub for Spearfish for this doubleheader. Here for Post State, Nolan Peterson will lead things off. He's catching here in game number 1. Sutton Sunshine, the left fielder, will bat second. Grayson Hunsley will bat third and play third base. Charlie Simpson, the DH, who had a 2-run homer last night. He's the DH, but hitting in the cleanup spot. George Stein, the center fielder, will bat fifth. Cooper Twilliger, the first baseman, will bat sixth. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, batting seventh. Trevor Rouse, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Carter Shufflebein works his way back in the lineup. He is the second baseman and batting ninth for Post State here in game number 1 after dealing with some injury, both for Rouse and Shufflebein. Rouse has thrown. He threw last weekend, but he had not been in the starting lineup hitting-wise. So Shufflebein is back into the lineup. Both these guys are getting their first ABs in quite a long time after being hurt. Miles Doyle is on the mound for Post State for game number 1. He will take the hill. Him and Terwilliger will get games 1 and 2 of these starts. We will step aside for another 3 minutes and come back with the first pitch after this. You're listening to Post State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you.
Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Wagner Auto Company is your complete transportation headquarters. Now is the time to order your new Buick, GMC, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, plus a good selection of quality pre-owned and certified pre-owned vehicles. They'll take care of you after the sale with a full-service parts and auto body shop with trained technicians, along with a friendly financing team that'll work with you to find the best deal and one that'll fit your budget. Wagner Auto is your local full-service family-owned dealership for over 115 years. WagnerAuto.com. That's WagnerAuto.com. Yag Air Incorporated is your locally owned ag chemical and seed retailer. Yag Air Incorporated offers reliable ground and aerial application. For the latest seed and chemical pricing, contact Kyle at 605-280-8710 or Tony at 605-280-4771. Yag Air for all your ag chemical and seed needs. Kyle 605-280-8710 or Tony 605-280-4771.
Sometimes you get a piece of it and the ball sails over the fence. Other times, despite your best efforts, you strike out. I'm not just talking about the game, I mean your day. This is Pastor Sam of Faith Lutheran Church. Whether today feels like a home run or a strikeout, I encourage you to join us for worship. We celebrate when God gives us a wonderful day. We provide support and encouragement when that third strike comes. Come join us for encouraging and uplifting worship at Faith Lutheran Church.
We welcome you back, and we are set and ready to go here from Heinz Stadium as the first man will dig in, as it is Travis Jewell to lead things off, the second baseman here for Spearfish in game number 1 of our doubleheader, as the Eights will be looking for wins 3 and 4 of the South Dakota of the season and 2 and 3 of the South Dakota season. First pitch will miss inside for ball 1 as we're underway at 2:59 here from beautiful Heinz Stadium on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Right around 83 degrees as the 1-0 pitch is upstairs, and the count's now 2-0. 83 degrees here at Heinz Stadium. Feeling like 82, 39% humidity, dew point at 55. Couldn't ask for a much better day for a late June, late afternoon baseball game as the foul ball is out of play. The count's now 2-1 here to Travis Jewell. And for Travis Jewell, .359 batting average, with 19 runs driven in. This will be fouled away on the right side, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. .359 average for Jewell. 11 doubles, 19 runs driven in for him. He's got OPS at 932, so that's slugging at 478. Those doubles are the extra base hits for him. That'll miss low and away, and the count's full here to open up the ball game. The first batter here for this doubleheader between Pierre and Spearfish as you're listening to KCCR Pierre, Riverfront Broadcasting Station, as we are past 3 o'clock. 3-2, swing and a foul, and staying alive is a duel in the first at-bat of the ball game. Jackson Youngworth is back at the station. John Wickler here after a late night last night in Watertown. Earlier day start time today. 3-2 pitch will miss low for ball 4, and a good first at-bat walk, first plate appearance walk for Jewell, who made Doyle throw a lot of pitches, and it's a leadoff man on base to start off the top of the first inning. And it'll bring up Aiden Meverden, the .220 batting average with 2 doubles, make that 4 doubles and a triple. He's got 17 runs driven in and 144 plate appearances overall. Here's the first pitch from Doyle. Showing bunt, pulling it back and taking it high for ball 1. Miles Doyle, he is making his 5th start on the season. 18 2/3 innings, 23 hits, 18 runs, 17 of them earned. As that'll miss low, and the count's 2-0. 13 walks, 24 strikeouts. ERA at 6.38 and a whip at 1.93. Batting average against it 303. And you take away his one start against Harrisburg, which gave up 7 runs in that first inning, and every other time he's been on the mound, there's been limited run. I mean, you take away those 7 runs, and all of a sudden he goes from giving up 18 runs to only 11 in 17 and 2/3 innings. So that's the one outlier to why his ERA is not even more minuscule than it is. 3-0 pitch is over for a strike. The count's now 3-1. Dealing with a little bit of a back issue as well, trying to work through it. He did play second and short last night, made a heck of a diving play at short in that first game. 3-1 pitch, there's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 3-2 here to Meverden. The diving stop at short and from his knees, didn't get up to his feet and had to throw it from his knees, and was able to throw pitch that didn't even bounce to the first baseman to retire leadoff man in an inning. There's a 3-2 that's popped up into shallow left field. Long run coming in for Sun and Shine. He'll call off Dawson Getz, and the catch will be made, and the leadoff man is retired, or make that the first man retired here in the top of the first inning. And we'll bring up now Cody Chapman. And so for Cody Chapman, it will be the number 3 man in the batting order, with a runner on first and 1 out here at the top of the first inning. Chapman waits on the first pitch. There's a swing and a miss for strike 1. Chapman at .324 batting average, 8 doubles, a triple. He does have a home run, the only home run for Spearfish, leading the team with 28 runs driven in. That'll be missing outside, and the count's now 1-1. Runner on first with 1 out here in the top of the first inning. We'll go around the horn defensively here in just a moment for this post-state team that is looking a little bit different than in other games, just because you get guys back from injury. You get a full squad, more of a full squad here than you've had in the last couple of weeks as well. Here's the 1-1. Swinging a foul back, and the count's now 1-2. Doyle as well, he's had 4 1-2-3 innings, but his first pitch strike percentage at 61.7%. That is best on the team, and the reason why he's been successful. That pitch will be outside, high and outside. The count's now 2-2. Blake D and I have talked about it as well, and he's brought up when he's listened to games, we talking about it, but that's a big key to success of why the pitching staff has been good as of late. Here's a chopper to the third baseman, Hunsley. He will field, but his only play will be to first, and the throw to first will be in time to get the man out at first in Chapman, and there's now 2 down as Duell is at second here with 2 away. And Jack Branham, the pitcher, will have a chance to help himself out and get that first run across. Sun and Shine is out in left. George Stalley in center. Trevor Rounds is in right. Grayson Hunsley at third. Dawson Getz at short. Carter Schuffelbein is at second. Cooper Twilliger at first. Nolan Peterson behind the plates. And Miles Doyle will throw ball 1 just outside to Jack Branham, the pitcher. The lefty digs in. .310 batting average, 26 runs driven in, 7 doubles and a triple. Here's the 1-0. That will get to the backstop. It skipped in, and we'll get to the backstop, and there's our now runner on third as it kind of skipped away, but didn't really rattle around too much, but the runner does get to third base. So the count's 2-0 here to Branham. And now you're going to be blocking everything up at the plate. So a 2-0 count here to the pitcher, Branham. Number 4 man in the inning. Each are looking for a early 0 on the scoreboard. That one will be fouled out of play, and it'll land on top of a car. And the danger of being a 3 o'clock game that everybody working across the streets and across the way, I'm not sure they realize that there's a game at 3 o'clock. There's a fly ball into deep right center field, but it will be Trevor Rounds that will get over to it. It hung up a lot more coming off the bat, and Rounds will make the catch and retire the sign here at the top of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the bottom of the first. It is no score between Pierre and Spearfish as the Eights will come to the plate. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Look, it's no secret that owning a vehicle can cause a lot of stress, and they get a lot of wear and tear on them through the extreme seasons we've grown to love. Graham Tire wants you to know that you can trust them with any problem that you have with your vehicle. Their ASE certified mechanics can make your AC cool again, or even just change your oil. They can look into and fix those noises that seem to come from nowhere and have you stressed out. Bring your car to Graham Tire so they can put your mind at ease. Graham Tire, your tire store next door.
Why am I so sore?
There are everyday moments.
What? Hey, hold the ladder! Hold the ladder! Yeah, that hurt.
And there are epic moments.
Slide, slide, slide! College! Slide! Class of 1995!
When a moment creates a health need, visit the experts at Avera Orthopedics. We're moving health forward so you can tell the story. Learn more at avera.org/orthopedics.
It is the bottom of the first. No score between Pierre and Spearfish as we go through the starting lineup for Post State. As it will be Nolan Peterson to lead things off. He's the catcher here in game number 1. Sutton Sunshine batting second and playing left. Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman, batting third. Charlie Simpson, the DH, batting fourth. George Staley, the center fielder, batting fifth. Cooper Twilliger, the first baseman, batting sixth. Dawson Getz, the shortstop, will bat seventh. Trevor Rounds, the right fielder, batting eighth. And Carter Schuffelbein rounding out the order as he bats ninth and plays second for Post State here in game number 1. Jack Branham is on the mound, and Branham so far, 50 innings he has thrown so far, and this will be his 14th appearance and 8th starts overall. He is 3-2, 62 hits, 46 runs, but only 24 of them have been earned, so almost half the runs that have scored have been unearned against Branham. 22 walks, 29 strikeouts, 3.36 ERA to 1.68 WHIP. Batting average against at 288, so he's not the easiest guy to get base hits off of, but if you can put the ball in play, by the fact that he is giving up 22 unearned runs of the 46 that have scored against him, that the defense hasn't been there to help him out, so it's going to be big to put balls in play. Don't let the strikeout be a factor for you. There's a swing and miss by Peterson here in the bottom of the first inning. Peterson yesterday had a couple of, went 3 for 5 in game number 2, and also went 1 for 4 in game number 1, had an RBI triple in that first game, had a couple RBI hits in game number 2. This will be popped up, but the second baseman will be there to make the catch and duel, and the leadoff man is retired here in the bottom of the first, and it brings up the number 2 hitter, and Sutton Sunshine. Sunshine went 2 for 5 in game 2 and 2 for 4 in game number 1, reaching base 5 of the 7 times he came there, 79 times he came to the plate. That'll miss low for ball 1 here to Sunshine. He didn't throw bad yesterday. He was a guy that lasted an inning and 2/3, giving up 5 hits, but he had given up 9 runs, but only 2 of them were earned, as that one would catch the top of the zone. The count's 1-1. A walk and a strikeout, and he had a couple of times where that inning could have came to an end, where it was still going to be a 3-2 ball game in that second inning, but unfortunately just too many errors in succession, as this is a ground ball to the shortstop, fielded by Meverdin. The throw to first will be in time, and 2 up and 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. 6-3 on the ground down, and it brings up Grayson Hunsley, the third baseman.
Third baseman, number 14, Grayson Hunsley.
Hunsley, a guy that has really started to come along here over the last little bit of the season. Now 22 batting average. A guy that's really produced at the plates as of late. He was a little slow to get started in the summertime, as the first pitch will miss upstairs for ball 1. But picked up 3 hits yesterday in the doubleheader. Went 1 for 4 in game 1, 2 for 4 in game number 2. The 1-0's above the zone, above the letters, and the count's now 2-0. He's got 2 doubles, 7 runs driven in. Dawson Getz is the only guy, well, Sutton Sunshine and Dawson Getz, the only 2 guys with double-digit RBIs, but everybody producing at the plate, trying to drive in runs. 69 RBIs of the 78 runs that have scored overall. Several guys will get to that. I mean, we're going to probably end up having 6 to 7 guys with double-digit RBIs before we get to the last part of the season. There's a 3-0 pitch that will catch the bottom of the zone for a strike, and the count's 3-1. It's still a good hitter's count here for Grayson Hunsley with Charlie Simpson, the DH, on deck. Here's the 3-1. Swinging a fly ball out towards right center field. This will be out towards the gap. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding first on his way to second is Hunsley. The throw will come in. He's got to stand up, 2-out double. And the inning's not done yet as it brings up the home run hitter from last night, and Charlie Simpson with a runner in scoring position. And for Simpson, 229 batting average, 9 runs driven in, doesn't have that 2-run homer, and drove in 4 runs yesterday with another 2 RBI double. He got his 4 RBIs in the 2 innings, a 2-run homer in the 4th in game 1, and 2 RBI double in the 4th in game number 2. First pitch will be on the inside corner for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Wind, not much of a factor. However, the flag is more blowing in from right field. So those 2 fly balls from Hunsley and then also from Branham in the top of the first inning looked coming off the bat like it was going to be a long shot. There's a base hit down the left field line that's going to score Grayson Hunsley. Charlie Simpson was on his way to second. Back-to-back doubles, and the Eights take a 1-0 lead. There is Simpson's 10th RBI of the season, and the Eights will strike first here in the bottom of the first. After the first 2 popped out the second baseman, ground out the shortstop. A RBI double for Simpson after Hunsley's double, and it's a 1-0 lead now here for Post Eight. And George Staley can add to it. Here's the first pitch. That'll be over for a strike. The count's 0-1. Staley now hitting .211. Does have a double, 2 runs driven in. Yesterday went 1 for 3, and he ended up pinch hitting and going 0 for 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch that'll miss low for a ball, and the count's now at a ball and a strike. Here to George Staley. Runner on at second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, a 1-0 lead. Here's the 1-1. It'll be missing low and away, and the count's low and in. The count's 2-1. They each finally get that lead. They didn't have the lead yesterday at any point in either 2 of the ball games, but they did tie the game up in the 5th and end up being 4-4 all the way until the bottom of the 9th when Watertown had a walk-off double. 2-1 pitch. That's flown out towards right field. Backing up is the center fielder. He'll glide over in the right center field to make the catch from Chapman, and that retires the side here in the first inning. But 1 run scores on 2 hits of the inning, no errors, and a man left on base. We have played a full inning here at Hyde Stadium, and it's a 1-0 lead for Pierre at the end of 1. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The Toyota truck family. Outlast and outlive every adventure. The Toyota Tundra is large and in charge with exceptional performance, making the powerhouse ultra-capable for practically any task. The Tundra delivers proper performance with a twin-turbo V6 engine and 10-speed automatic transmission for when the going gets rough. Whether you're conquering off-road trails or hauling the weight of the world, the Toyota Tundra at Capital City Toyota is offering great APR rates as low as 1.99% for 48 months, with other specials up to 72 months for qualified buyers. Contact a sales professional at Capital City Toyota today.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
It is the top of the second. A 1-0 lead here for Pierre over Spearfish on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schoffelbein scoreboard. And it is going to be 5, 6, and 7. Halen Heiting, Brock Lewis, and Sean Sewell. First pitch will come inside for ball 1 to Heiting, the left fielder, who comes in hitting .275, 26 runs driven in. Then again, that is tied for second of the team along with Branham. There's a swing and a miss for a strike, and the count is even at 1-1. The Spearfish team hitting .268 as a team with 55, make that, 55 doubles, 6 triples, and a home run. That one will be just past the outstretched glove of Miles Doyle, back up the middle for a base hit. And the first hit of the ball game for Spearfish, as Heiting will be the leadoff man. They had the leadoff man on base to kick off the first inning. He was stranded at third. We'll see if the Aids can do the same thing again here in the second, but Brock Lewis will come to the plate. Lewis, 286 coming into the ball game with a 757 OPS, 3 doubles, 9 runs driven in. First pitch is over for strike one. Monday, they lost to Sturgis 8-3 after winning 12-5 in that doubleheader that was played in Spearfish. That one's at the top of the zone. The count is even at a ball to strike here to Brock Lewis, the first baseman. Lewis didn't play in game 2, but went 0 for 3 in game number 1. 1-1 pitch that is high and inside. And the count is now 2-1 here to Brock Lewis. Doyle comes set from the stretch. There's a fly ball to right field, and Trevor Rounds is right there. He'll make the catch. Retreating back to first will be Heiting, and there's now one down. That brings up Sean Sewell. Rounds through on Saturday against, I believe, the Minot Vistas is who he got a chance to throw against. It was against Minot, went 4 innings in that outing. In the end up being 11-2 loss. There's a first pitch strike to Sean Sewell, the third baseman. But he's been dealing with a hamstring injury. Carter Schuffelbein the same way. Both these guys are back in the lineup to hit. Rounds has been able to pitch throughout the time. There's a pickoff move and easily back in safely at first. But he has not played the field. And really, when he comes to the plate, he's going to be getting just his 6th plate appearance overall this summer. So it's kept him on the shelf for quite a bit of the first 20 games overall. And the same for Schuffelbein, who's got 27 plate appearances. This will be his 28th overall when he comes up to the plate. Most likely in the rounds for sure will come to the plate in the bottom of the second. As there's a swing and a miss, and the count's 1-2. Schuffelbein will be up 4th. But it's good to see those guys back in the order and back on the field, able to play positionally. 1-2 is upstairs, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Post State started the season. Leinbach was obviously out for the rest of the year. The feeling was that Schuffelbein was going to be out for the entire year. There's a swing and a miss in the first strikeout for Miles Doyle, and there's now 2 down, and it will bring up Will Scharf, the right fielder. And after the leadoff single, fly out and a strikeout.
Right fielder, number 18, Will Scharf.
And Doyle has been good from the stretch so far, retiring all 5 hitters that he has faced from the stretch. First pitch, a miss low and away for ball 1. Then you have guys, Parker O'Brien that was hurt. Obviously, Rounds dealing with that injury as well. 1-0 missing outside, and the count's now 2-1. There's just a lot of guys that were dealing with being banged up, and some out for the entire year, some thought maybe to be out for the entire year. And Post State was starting with usual, I wouldn't say usual injuries, they're not usual injuries, but with injuries that you usually see at some point. You usually have some kind of injuries throughout the spring and summer, just the way the game goes. But to have so many to start the year and to be as excessive as they were and as potentially big as they were really was a detriment to the Senior Legion team. But now that they're starting to get healthy, starting to get back in the lineup, we've seen what these guys can all do, that you feel pretty good about. They always say the reinforcements are coming. Well, you're kind of seeing that too, that you're getting guys healthy. Now, as we get to the final stretch of the season, hopefully that can lead to several wins in a row for Post State and put a lot together. As that's a 3-2 pitch that'll miss upstairs for ball 4, and it will be a 2-out walk issued to Heiting or to Scharf, and it's now first and second with Heiting, who had a leadoff single is now at second. And it'll bring up Owen Bruner, the catcher, the number 9 man in the batting order. Bruner, he is hitting 170 so far. Does have 5 doubles and 11 runs driven in. Fouls the first pitch back at the top of the zone for strike 1. And they're a team that they bring 10 guys with them today for this doubleheader. So while they've got quite a bit on their roster, overall there's not here today, not a lot that traveled with them. There's a swing and a miss. It'll get away from Peterson. And it'll end up getting both runners up 90 feet, and it's second and third, but the count is 0-2. Second wild pitch of the ball game from Doyle, but we'll see if he can keep that from hurting him, again, like he did in the first inning. 1 strike away from getting out of this top of the second. Looking for a second strikeout of the inning of the ball game. 0-2 pitch. That one's chopped off the plate, and it'll be fouled back the third base side. And mention all the foul territory that Watertown has. And there's a lot of foul territory here at Heights Stadium, but it is nothing compared to what Watertown Stadium is. I mean, if you've watched any baseball games on TV with the Oakland Coliseum, as that pitch is upstairs for ball 1, that's kind of comparable to what at least the third base side is. First base is a little bit less, but still a lot of foul territory on the first base side. 1-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and Peterson was about to put the tag applied, but it will be a strikeout anyway for Miles Doyle. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 men left on base. It is a 1-0 lead for Pierre over Spearfish at the inning and a half. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The Toyota truck family. Outlast and outlive every adventure. The Toyota Tundra is large and in charge with exceptional performance, making the powerhouse ultra-capable for practically any task. The Tundra delivers proper performance with a twin-turbo V6 engine and 10-speed automatic transmission for when the going gets rough. Whether you're conquering off-road trails or hauling the weight of the world, the Toyota Tundra at Capital City Toyota is offering great APR rates as low as 1.99% for 48 months, with other specials up to 72 months for qualified buyers. Contact a sales professional at Capital City Toyota today.
At Shane's Pharmacy, your health care is important, and Shane wants to be the pharmacist to take care of you. Shane's Pharmacy will make sure your prescriptions are filled in a timely manner, they will answer your questions, and they will even deliver to your home or office. Call 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy, the pharmacy you know and trust. The number again is 223-9200. Shane's Pharmacy in Fort Pierre, proud to support high school athletics.
Bottom of the second, 1-0 lead for Pierre over Spearfish on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. 6, 7, and 8, Cooper Twilliger, Dawson Getz, and Trevor Rounds, the first 3 hitters. Then Carter Schuffelbein will follow if any of the 3 reach base. To get back to the top of the order after that, run on 2 hits, back-to-back doubles in that first inning of Hunsley and Simpson, who have kind of been the best hitters for Post-8. Obviously, Sutton Sunshine, by batting average, is the best hitter for this Post-8 team right now. Peterson's got to a .310 average. We're seeing that average climb. I think they went up 8 points from last night, 249 in their batting average. I believe it was 237 coming into the game yesterday, the 2 games yesterday, which they were able to pound out 10-plus hits, 14 hits in Game 2, and 6 hits in Game number 1, so 20 hits in total for the doubleheader against Watertown, which we've seen this Post-8 team, last year especially, this year and different times. They are a team that you don't got to worry about them hitting the baseball. They get good swings and they get good at-bats. And Cooper Twilliger will step to the plate to lead things off. 286 batting average, just 6 for 21 so far. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1 to the leadoff man. Does have 2 runs driven in, had an RBI last night with the single in the second inning that made a 2-1 ball game before Peterson then scored him to make it a 2-2 game at the time. Watertown and end up getting a chance to talk to Ryan Neal a little bit, the head coach for Watertown, after the games were over with. It was a short conversation, but he couldn't believe that Post-8 had only won 2 games. He goes, are you sure that this that they've only got 2 wins. Like, the game changer's not lying to me because he goes, this is not a two-win ball team that we played tonight, being last night, as it counts 2-2 here to Twilliger. He said that, scores don't tell you the whole story. Stats can't tell you the whole story about how this team is much better than their 2 wins that they have in their record. The 2-2 pitch that'll be fouled back, and that's coming from a team that is, that is going to be up the top towards the standings. They're 19-7 or 21-7 in South Dakota games now, and 32-14 overall. They're a very good ball club, and he had nothing but good things to say about what this Pierre team did last night. As the 2-2 pitch will bounce in, the count's 3-2 here to Terwilliger. And I don't think there was any overlooking Pierre, and in that sense of, well, they're 2 wins, so we're going to just come in and walk all over them. But there was that, can't believe that they've only got 2 wins. This will be flown out to center field. Wind will hang it up, and the center fielder and Chapman will make the catch, and the leadoff man retired. Here to kick off the bottom of the second, and it will bring up Dawson Getz, the shortstop. Around the horn defensively, Heiding is playing left, Chapman in center, Scharf in right, Sewell in the third. Everden is the shortstop, Jewell at second, Lewis at first. Bruner behind the plate, and the lefty Branham will deliver the first pitch here to Dawson Getz. That pitch is upstairs for ball 1. Getz is coming along, hitting the ball as well. 250 batting average, has a triple and a home run for his extra base hits. 11 runs driven in. Second on the team behind Sun and Shine. The 1-0 pitch. There's a ground ball. That's going to be fielding the hole in the left side, and the shortstop in Meverden, who got to the ball, but there is no chance of throwing out Getz, regardless of how fast or slow Getz might have been. That was perfectly placed. It was almost a seeing eye single through the hole, but a perfectly placed ground ball that becomes an infield single for Dawson Getz. And he picks up another hit, the team's third, first of the ball game for Getz, and it's now Trevor Rounds with a runner on at 1 out. So this will be his 6th plate appearance overall. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. He's feeling better, getting to that point. He is 2 for 5 so far in those 5 at-bats and 5 plate appearances overall. Here's the 2-0, the 1-0. That one instead of check over, and felt the lefty coming over there before the throw, before he even stepped up from the mound, from the rubber. So he was back in standing up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That one's a ground ball. That's going to get through the right side for a base hit. Getz will around second. He's on his way to third. He's going to get there standing up. It's first and third with 1 out, and Rounds, after being on the shelf hitting-wise for several weeks, gets a chance and gets a base hit. And now here is Carter Scheffelbein. Scheffelbein, 292 batting average through 24 at-bats and 27 plate appearances. All of his hits have been singles, 7 for 24. Does have 3 runs driven in. And he has last played against Aberdeen, played, I believe, a game, might have been a full game and about an inning of the second. He might have only played just for 1 at-bat. He did play in both games against Aberdeen. There's a first pitch strike to Scheffelbein. He played 1 against Aberdeen and had 1 at-bats in game number 2 before being taken out, had not played. As there's a ground ball on the left side. That is going to get through for a base hit. That's just going to score a run. 3 straight singles here for Post State, and it's a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. And that one had eyes to get through the left side. That's the second base hit through the old on the left side of the infield, and it's now first and second with 1 away here in the bottom of the second and a 2-0 advantage. First to make that the 4th RBI for Scheffelbein in the season. And the 2 guys who have not been hitting in the lineup come through with base hits in their first at-bat back. First pitch to Pearson's upstairs for ball 1. He popped out of the second baseman to lead off the bottom of the first. He's 0 for 1. 2 runs on 5 hits right now for Post State. 1 out here in the bottom of the second. 1-0 pitch. That'll be just outside. Checking his swing as well was Peterson. The count goes now 2-0. Here's the 2-0 from Branham to Peterson. That'll bounce in. Good block there from the catcher and Bruner. And Rounds had a good jump, but that block stayed in front of the plate. And with one out in the inning, obviously you talk about not making the first or third out at third base. But really, and for Coach Iverson too, kind of talks about it, that really don't want to make very many outs, if any, at third base, even if it's the second out. That one's over for a strike on the 3-0 pitch. The count's now 3-1. And the thinking for that, too, as well, is that if you get 2 outs and you get a base hit, you're going to score anyway. If there's less, if there's nobody out or 1 out, you don't want to run out to third, as this will get missing low and inside for ball 4. It went up the third base line. Rounds took off after it hit the dirt, but he was at third anyway, and the bases are now loaded. And it will bring up Sunshine, who's got a chance to really open things up here. And time will be called to get a conversation here for the starting pitcher in Branham, because they see how important this second inning is right now. As Parker Lokes will make his way out to talk with the starting pitcher. With the bases loaded, 1 out, Sunshine at .421 batting average. 3 doubles, a triple, 13 runs driven in. If you're going to have one guy come to the plate with the bases loaded and you get the pick of this group, there's a good handful of names, but if you had to say one guy right now, it's going to be Sunshine to bring him to the plate. He's got the most hits of the team with 24. He's 6 better than anybody else on the team. Peterson at second with 18 hits, but 24 hits and 57 at-bats. For Sunshine, he has been an everyday player and an everyday starter for Post State, and absolutely has earned every little bit of what the rising sophomore has been able to do. Here's the first pitch from Branham. That'll be upstairs for ball 1. So a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. Run has already scored in the shuffle by an RBI single. And somewhere in the gap can really open things up. That pitch will miss low and away, and the count's 2-0. And that wind is blowing in, even though the flag's pretty still. That wind's still kind of blowing in a little bit. You can hear on the mic. 2-0 pitch. That'll be upstairs, and the count's now 3-0 here to Sunshine. So it's tough. Do you give him the green light with a 3-0 count and 1 out? And the base is loaded, and as good as he's been hitting, I think he's probably going to be taking all the way. 3-0 pitch, he does take all the way, and it is a strike, and the count's now 3-1. Here's the 3-1 from Branham to Sunshine. That'll be at the top of the zone. The count's now 3-2. And so from 3-0, Branham's got back-to-back strikes, and it does now go full. We'll see if the Eights can score here with the bases loaded. The 3-2 pitch, and a fly ball into shallow center field, left center field. It will be the left fielder to call forward. Rounds will bluff the tag, and then Shufflebine will run to third, thinking that nobody was covering at third, but everybody will scamper back as the throw came in. And there's now 2 down here in the bottom of the second, and Sunshine fails to cash in. And we'll bring up Grayson Hunsley, who does have a double. If he can get another double here, especially now with 2 outs, Peterson leading away from first. A double would score 2 for sure, and Peterson could probably score from first base with another double. First pitch swinging, popped up on the right side. It's going to be a long run for everybody. It's moving into foul territory, and it will drop foul as the first baseman and Lewis went out there, end up colliding with the right fielder. And the right fielder takes his glove off, and Scharf, I think he seems to be okay overall. Everybody seems to be okay. They didn't really collide hard, but sometimes it doesn't also mean that any small collision can turn into a devastating one. The count's 0-1 here to Grayson Hunsley. Post 8 hitting .237 with runners in scoring position. But with the bases loaded, don't have that metric stat for you. There's a ground ball to the third baseman. It'll be fielded, stepping on the bag, and the Eights, who do score a run, fail to cash in with the bases loaded, less than 2 outs, and that has been the story of the season for him. Run does score on 3 straight hits for Post State. No errors and 3 men left on base. It is 2-0 for Pierre over Spearfish at the end of 2. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Most of us already know that Gales Gas of Pierre is the place to call for propane. They offer an automatic fill plan so you never have to worry about running out of propane. They accept debit and credit payments or a budget payment plan to spread out the cost throughout the year so you never have surprises when you get your bill. For delivery, convenience, and great customer service, call Gales Gas at 224-5518. That's Gales Gas at 224-5518.
People helping people. Have you ever wondered what the benefits are of becoming a Wahi Federal Credit Union member? At Wahi Federal Credit Union, we reinvest profits in you. We do this in the form of lower interest rates, higher dividends, and low to no fees. So come check us out or come in at 221 East Pleasant Drive in Pierre, because at Wahi Federal Credit Union, we treat our members like they own the place because, well, they do. Wahi Federal Credit Union.
As we welcome you back, it is a 2-0 lead as we get to the top of the third for Post State over Spearfish, and it will be the top of the order for Post 164 Spearfish. Travis Duell, Aiden Meverden, and Cody Chapman will be the first 3 hitters for Spearfish Post 164. Post State, for the first time for Miles Doyle, he is pitching with the lead. In now his second inning of pitching with the lead. He had not pitched with the lead at any point of the season in his 4 other starts. And again, over what would be 17 2/3 innings coming into the game, you take away the 7-run inning against Harrisburg. He had given up 11 runs, and I mean, he was that one will hit maybe the helmet of Travis Duell. Just skipped off the helmet. The leadoff man's on base for the 3rd straight inning. But with the struggle of when Miles Doyle pitches is not Miles Doyle pitching, it's the hitting for Post State could not get any run support for Doyle. They were tied 1-1 against 320. This will be off the glove of Peterson. It'll end up being a pass ball on 1-0 count. And the second goes Duell, so they get the runner in scoring position here with nobody out. Doyle went 6 innings against 320, and it was a 3. Well, he did technically pitch to the lead against 320 in the bottom of the 6th of that. He had 1 inning where he came out with a lead. They were up 4-3 going in the bottom of the 6th inning when 320 ended up winning 7-6 in that ball game. But overall, it's been a lack of run support when Doyle's on the mound. This will be flown out to center. George Stalley barely has to move at all. And there's 1 down here in the top of the 3rd, and it brings up Cody Chapman. And Chapman is 0 for 1, the ground down to the 3rd baseman, Hunsley. And so now with the 2-0 advantage, the largest lead for Miles Doyle on the mound. He threw 6 2/3 innings his first start against Brookings, shutout baseball, and ends up with a no decision as they end up losing 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th inning of that game. That's the first pitch is a swing and a miss. Post State is 1-2 in extra inning games this year, having played 8 innings twice in a 9-inning ball game last night. That'll miss low and away. The count's 1-1 here to Chapman. But you look at what Post State does, and especially here in this doubleheader, with Twilliger being the starter in game number 2, going to be the starter in game number 2. You've kind of got yourself figured out on how you're going to throw your playoff series. Now, Post State on the outside looking in, trying to get into the playoffs, but if you do, and you get Miles Doyle and Cooper Twilliger to throw game 1 and game 2, that one is outside, and the count's now 3-1. And then you've seen, well, J.J. Buckles threw well yesterday. He was your closer in any of those 2 doubleheaders or any of the 2 games of the doubleheader, and when Doyle and Terwilliger on the mound. 3-1 pitch. This will be fouled out of play, and the count's now 3-2. But you got to give a lot of credit to what Charlie Simpson did yesterday and what he did last weekend as well in the Minot tournament. Went 3 1/3 innings, giving up just the 3 hits and the 3 runs. Dawson Getz also was excellent at 3 1/3 innings, giving up just 1 run on 3 hits. You're finding guys that are throwing well that really help alleviate, feeling like that any starter has to go 5 to 6 innings to get you J.J. Buckles to try and close it out. You've got those middle relief guys of Getz and Simpson and even Sunshine that you're finding a lot of success pitching-wise. There's a swing and a miss and a strikeout, and there's now 2 down here in the inning. 3rd strike of the ball game for Miles Doyle. And it brings up Jack Branham. Obviously, Round's another guy that's in there as well. That in a best-of-3 series, all of a sudden you put yourself, pitching-wise, you're not so worried about how things will look to try and get through 3 games. First pitch will miss low for ball 1. And then if you play like you did last night, won the rest of the season, a lot of wins will take care of themselves. As the 1-0 pitch, this will be flown out of left field. That'll tail away. That's going to get down for a base hit and score a run. Sunshine cuts it off. The throw will come into third. It's an RBI single for Jack Branham. And Spearfish pulls within 1 on an RBI single with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd inning. Going the other way with it. Obviously, Sunshine was kind of shading him to pull, and most lefties, you do shade to pull. But he went the other way and got the base hit. And it's now a 2-1 lead here for Post State in the top of the 3rd. Here's Halen hiding the left fielder. He'll swing the first pitch and foul that one out of play. And the count's 0-1. He singled to lead off the top of the 2nd. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. The 0-1 from Doyle. That is missing just a bit outside. The count's now 1-1. Eights have 4, 5, and 6 due up in the bottom half of this 3rd inning. 1-1. That'll miss low, and the count's now 2-1, just off the glove of Peterson. Home plate umpire Matt Clark had to back away with the ball right underneath his legs. 2-1 pitch. That'll miss outside. The count's now 3-1. Matt Clark, who was at the game last night at Watertown, had a little bit less of a drive. He didn't have to come all the way to Pierre last night. He came later, early this afternoon. 3-1 pitch, a swing and a miss. It's now 3-2. But he first thing he said was, "Oh boy, how late of a night was it for everybody?" And it was the bus getting back around 2:30 in the morning. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. That'll be a popped foul. That'll get out of play, and we'll do it again here at 3-2. So the start for Post State was really what you're hoping to have, was to get some early runs, because it could be easy to be plenty tired this morning or this afternoon. 3-2 pitch is fouled back, and we'll do it again here at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Doyle trying to get out of this 3rd inning. Keep this a 2-1 score. There is a runner on first with 2 outs, and with a 3-2 count, Branham's going to get another head start. The 3-2. Swing and a miss. Doyle will get 2 strikeouts of the inning again. 4 strikeouts on the ball game. Run does score on 1 hit in the inning. There are no errors and 1 man left on base. It is a 2-1 lead for Pierre over Spearfish as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
The lawyers at the May Adam Law Firm in Pierre know how important your families are to you. If you've been putting off getting your affairs in order, know that the May Adam Law Firm is available to counsel you through your questions and help you get the documents in place so that you've made your loved ones secure. Call them at 224-8803 and they can chat with you about how to document your concerns and care for your family. We're all in this together, and the May Adam Law Firm is ready and able to help.
Insurance. We all need it to protect our homes, health, businesses, and belongings. But having adequate coverage is just the beginning. You also need the support of professionals who stand by your side to protect what's important to you. Fisher Rounds & Associates combines the coverage you want with the commitment you need. Fisher Rounds & Associates, at your service, at your side, with offices in Pierre, Mitchell, Watertown, Sioux Falls, and Rapid City.
Bottom of the third, it is a 2-1 lead for Pierre over Spearfish, as it will be 4, 5, and 6 for the Eights. Charlie Simpson, George Staley, and Cooper Twilliger. Eights scored a run in the first and the second, and lead at 2-1 here in the bottom of the third. First of a doubleheader here today, and then next Tuesday we're back here at home. That's our next contest. No games this weekend for Post-Aid, and they will be at home again against Sioux Falls East next Tuesday. That again is also a 3 o'clock doubleheader, so make that note as well. It's not a normal 5 o'clock first pitch. It is a 3 o'clock first pitch for today and next Tuesday. And then it'll be after the 4th of July when the Eights will get back to playing again. They will play Box Elder on that Sunday after the 4th of July. So games kind of start to space out a little bit more for Post-8 as the first pitch is upstairs for ball one. This is the second and final back-to-back. And they play the Post-22 Expos and Bismarck in back-to-back games, but those are non-South Dakota Class A games, with the Expos being a junior legion team. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-1 here to Charlie Simpson. Other than that, for all the South Dakota games remaining, there's a good space to really set your pitching up the way you want to for the most part the rest of the way. That 1-1 pitch is outside. The count's now 2-1. Simpson, an RBI double, got Post-8 on the scoreboard in the first inning, scoring Grayson Hunsley after he doubled. 5 hits in the ball game. 2 doubles went back-to-back, and 3 hits all in a row. This will bounce in. The count's 3-1 from Jack Branham to Charlie Simpson to open up this bottom of the third inning. Mentioned dimensions in Watertown here in Pierre. 324 down each right and left field line. 3-1 pitch is over for a strike. The count's now 3-2. 383 out in left center field and 378 out in right center field. The 3-2 pitch. That'll come inside for ball 4, and Simpson will draw the leadoff walk, and that is the first walk issued. Make that the second walk issued from Branham, and it'll bring up George Staley. Staley flew out to his center fielder counterpart Chapman in the first at-bat. For yesterday for Staley, went 1 for 3 in game number 2, and again only went to that, had 1 at-bat, ended up being in the 9th inning. That pitch will miss low for ball 1. It dropped in front. The throw to second, and Simpson will steal on the pitch in the dirt. And he is in scoring position here with nobody out in the bottom of the third. I mentioned too, Staley coming in, 211 batting average, just 4 for 19. Now 4 for 20 overall in the season. A double with 2 runs driven in. Here's the 1-0. That is upstairs. That's off the glove. And now to third will go Simpson on the pass ball. And so now a fly ball of any kind in the outfield can get it. Anything the outfield really should be able to score Simpson. And with Staley, Twilliger, and Guess the next 3 hitters and a runner on third with nobody out, they expect one of these 3 guys to be able to drive in that run. 2-0 pitch. Staley will do it right there. Ground ball through the hole on the left side for a base hit. He's got an RBI single. It's a 3-1 lead now for Post-8 here in the bottom of the third. A run in each of the 3 innings for the Eights. So it brings up Cooper Twilliger. Twilliger is 0 for 1. He flew out to the center fielder in his first at-bat. Staley will lead away from first with nobody out here in the bottom of the third. Let's see if the Eights can string multiple runs in the inning. They've been able to string multiple hits together, but they've not been able to string multiple runs in an inning, including having the bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the second. and unable to score, which I had mentioned too in that bottom of the second inning. Don't have the stat on what the average is for with the bases loaded, but it's not been a very good one for Post State overall. It's been unfortunately, a lot of outs and a lot of lack of run scoring with the bases loaded. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That'll be a half swing and a full swing, and 1-1 count to Terwilliger. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That one's over for a strike. The count's now 1-2. I want to say it was a couple years ago, and might even been not too long ago. And I fail to remember exactly what it was. The Cardinals are really bad with the bases loaded, I think, and might have been the bases loaded with nobody out. This will be popped foul by Terwilliger, and the count remains at 1-2. They were something of the bases loaded, nobody out, and they could never get base hits. I can't remember exactly what the stat was, but it was abysmal that they had so many scoring opportunities and were unable to. Staley will steal on the pitch. The throw to second will not be in time as he slides in safely. And a pitch that was high. Staley steals second. He's in scoring position, and the Eights are threatening to score multiple runs here in the bottom of the third. So 2-2 count here with nobody out. Number 6 hitter in Cooper Terwilliger with Dawson Getz on deck. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Terwilliger strikes out, and there's one down. Here in the bottom of the third, that is strikeout number 1 of the day for Brainham. And it brings up Dawson Getz. Brainham's been laboring on the mound. 67 pitches for Doyle, 57 right now for Brainham. First pitch is over for strike 1 to Dawson Getz. And so for Miles Doyle, who's thrown 67 through 3 innings, got to be pretty efficient over the next couple innings to try and maybe get you through 6, unless the Eights start to really expand the lead out and maybe get yourself into 5 innings. This will be floating into center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Staley will round third. He will hold up at third as the throw is cut off by the first baseman in front of the mound, and it's now first and third with 1 away. Gets now 2 for 2 in the ball game. And it will bring up Trevor Rounds. Rounds singled just beyond the first baseman back in the second inning. Yates with another 2 hits here in this inning. 7 hits so far, and we've got just 1 out in the third inning. Rounds away on the first pitch. Runner takes off for second. No throw to second. It was taken for a strike, and it's now second and third, and Rounds got a chance to drive in his first RBIs of the season. Shufflebine on deck, and then back to the top of the order for Post State. 0-1 pitch. That'll miss low and inside. The count is now even at a ball and a strike. Spearfish has been a team at 16-20. They're just a game under 500 in South Dakota games. They have been a team that has split a lot over the last couple of weeks. That one is outside. The count's now 2-1. So regardless of how this game goes, Spearfish is on the other side of a lot of those where, maybe they lost 8-3, won 12-5, so a 7-run win and a 5-run loss. That one's over for a strike. The count's now 2-2. That they are a team that can bounce back or can't find their way to getting a sweep. Here's the 2-2. Ground ball, that's up the middle, that's through for a base hit. 1 run will come in to score. They're going to wave Getz around. That throw will come in. It'll be cut off at the first baseman. It's a 2 RBI single for Trevor Rounds. He's 2 for 2. And the Eights lead at 5-1 here in the bottom of the third. So Rounds gets himself his second hits in as many at-bats, and now gets his first 2 RBIs of the season. And it's now Carter Scheffelbein that will come to the plate. He is 1 for 1 with an infield single. So another good piece of hitting for Rounds. Didn't do too much, but hit it right back where it's pitched and right up the middle. To drive in both Getz and Stalley. Here's now Scheffelbein, first pitch to him. Swinging a line shot, that's going to be a double play. Rounds was off with a pitch. If he's not off with a pitch, that ends up probably being a line shot base hit. But the second baseman moving over to the second base bag, it was right at the second baseman to make the catch. And with Rounds off with the pitch, there's no chance of him coming back to the bag. So it ends up being a double play, and it ends up ending the inning. But 3 runs will score in the inning, 3 hits, there are no errors, and no one left on base. It is a 5-1 lead for Pierre over Spearfish at the end of 3 innings. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Verdict Electric has a long history of doing electrical work the right way. Economical service, professional work, and customer satisfaction is why they can say that. Verdict Electric can do residential, farm, and commercial projects. Doesn't matter if they are charged with new construction or a remodel project, they get it conducted. Contact the staff at Verdict Electric at 224-8684. They can light a spark into your next project. Verdict Electric, 224-8684.
Hey, yo, Speedo's Lawn Care.
Hello. Say, my yard's in rough shape. It's got weeds, brown spots, and crabgrass.
Yeah, no problemo. What shade of green you need? We got 31 shades of green over here. Even the latest shade of septic tank grass green. That one just naturally gives off a glow.
Call the professionals at True Green. They know how to get your lawn healthy and keep it healthy. They guarantee it. All technicians are trained and certified.
Call True Green, 224-1916.
It is 5-1 on the American Family Insurance Sprinty Scheffelbein scoreboard as the Eights picked up 3 runs on 3 hits in that inning. And it will be now 6-7-8 for Spearfish post 164. Brock Lewis, Sean Sewell, and Will Scharf will be the first 3 hitters. Post State up 5-1 right now, but the double play that got turned to end the inning is kind of the summary of this summer for Post State. Is when you feels like when they do things right, it still ends up being against them. And it was a steal attempt for Trevor Rounds. Scheffelbein hit the ball around the nose. If the second baseman isn't covering the bag, which with the right-handed hitter he was going to, but you know if Rounds isn't stealing or doesn't get the jump to try and get that steal, if Scheffelbein takes the pitch, which when it's a good pitch to hit, you swing at it. You don't wait for another good pitch to come because you may not get one in that bat. As it counts 2-0 here to Lewis. When it turns into just a bad break and a summary of what the Eights have had to deal with is doing things well but still not getting rewarded for it. There's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 2-1. Things are going well. That ball is right where the second baseman should have been, and it's into right center field, and it probably skips all the way to the wall and ends up being a triple, an RBI triple. That one's over for a strike, and the count's now 2-2. But since now the 8th season is gone, that ball's going to find the second baseman. And the cruel game of baseball. 2-2 pitch, that'll miss low and away, and the count's 3-2. You're listening to KCCR Pierre Riverfront Broadcasting Station. A run in the first and an RBI double from Simpson. RBI single for Scheffelbein in the second. And there'll be a leadoff walk here in the top of the 4th, and the leadoff man has been on base all 4 times here for Spearfish, scoring once in the 3rd. It was an RBI single for Jack Branham in the top of the 3rd inning. Made it a 2-1 ball game, but an RBI hit from George Stalley and a 2 RBI single from Trevor Rounds has got the Eights up by 4, 5-1 here in the top of the 4th. First pitch swinging and swings and misses for a strike 1. About the game of baseball being cruel. When you're in a slump, everything you hit hard goes right at somebody. You can't buy a hit. And then when things are going well, just anytime you swing the bat, somehow the ball's dropping, placed perfectly, right where a fielder used to be or was going to be or had been. Here's a swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-2. Nothing was more infuriating of hitting the ball in the nose, especially when you're not hitting the ball well, which Post State has been hitting the ball well as of late. But as a player, you hit the ball in the nose somewhere, just hit a perfect line shot, but it goes right at somebody. And you want to be mad, you want to be okay with it all, and you have no idea how to really react because game of baseball is cruel like that. 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strikeout of Sewell, and there's one down here in the top of the fourth, and it will bring up Will Scharf, the right fielder. Fifth strikeout of the ball game for Miles Doyle. He had 2 in the second and also another 2 in the third. As he has thrown 75 pitches, over 75 pitch count mark. Trying to maybe get him at least through 5. Alleviating, and of course, with no games until next Tuesday, anybody that's available can go whatever the distance they need to as it counts 1-1. However, you look on the flip side of it is that Sunshine, Simpson, along with Buckles and Getz are not available to throw today. That'll miss low and inside. The count's now 2-1. And so that really limits on what you can use. That one's up high and inside. The count's now 3-1. Trevor Rounds would be available. You've seen that Carter Scheffelbein has thrown an inning. He has thrown 1 inning so far. George Staley has thrown 2 innings in a start. So he'd be available to throw as well, trying to just, I wouldn't say piece everything together, but then there's guys on the bench that would be available to throw as well. 3-1 pitch. Swinging a foul off the mask of Peterson. The count is now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And you can have Bridger Babcock come in and throw. Braden Hulett, who has thrown well the last couple of games. 3-2 pitch. That one at the knees for strike 3 and back-to-back strikeouts for Miles Doyle. 6 strikeouts on the ball game. There's 2 away. And it'll bring up Owen and Bruner. So leadoff walk and now back-to-back strikeouts. And the number 9 hitter in Bruner, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. That one will miss low for ball 1. The bottom of the 4th inning, Post State will have the top of the order. Nolan Peterson will lead things off with Sunshine and Hunsley to follow. 1-0. That's a check swing, but no swing. And the count's 2-0. That was pitch number 86 for Miles Doyle. So now down to 19 pitches. I'm going to assume that he'll probably go to that 105 pitch count mark before he'd be relieved, or right around the 105 pitch count mark. That one will miss upstairs, and the count's now 3-0. On Monday, Spearfish had Chapman and Sewell both throw 109 pitches. And, of course, you can extend past 105 if you are throwing that last batter, as it counts 3-1. But I went back and looked at those last at-bats. They both had 104 pitches going into that last batter, and they both got real lucky to go get one more hitter. There's a ground ball to the right side. Shuffled by, and the second baseman will field. His throw to first will be in time, and that will retire the side here in the top of the 4th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 1 man left on base. After 3.5, Pierre has a 5-1 lead over Spearfish. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Looking for a change, a career, not just a job? Beck Motor Company of Pierre is looking for a team-oriented individual to join their parts department. We offer 401k, free individual health insurance, paid leave, a company cabin in the Black Hills, on-site gym, and more. Experience is a plus, but we'll train the right individual. If you have the ability to use a computer, provide great customer service, and willing to learn and adapt in a very busy environment, we want to visit with you. Call Steve Meyer at 605-224-5912 or stop by Beck Motors for more information.
Are you or a family member receiving Medicare calls asking if you've received your new Medicare card? This should be a red flag, as Medicare is not sending out new cards, and Medicare will not contact you to ask you about your card. If you have, or someone you know has received this type of call and they gave out their Medicare number, please contact the South Dakota Attorney General's Consumer Protection at 800-300-1986.
It is the bottom of the 4th, and a 5 6-1 lead here for Pierre over Spearfish. And it will be the top of the order due up. Nolan Peterson, Sutton Sunshine, and Grayson Hunsley, the first three hitters, with Charlie Simpson to follow, who has been on base both times. Dawson Getz and Trevor Rounds both 2 for 2 through their first time through the lineup, and post 8 so far with 8 hits in total. 2 in the first, 3 hits in the second, another 3 in the third. And they have scored in all 3 of those innings so far, and they look to continue that trend with Jack Branham still on the mound. He threw in third of an inning, got the final out in that 8-3 loss to post 33 Sturgis. He gave up a hit in the 2 batters that he faced through just 4 pitches. So obviously, one, he had so many pitches to get up to before he'd have to just have 1 day rest, but he was nowhere close to that. And mentioned too that they had 2 different guys that had 104 pitches going into their final batter. Chapman got through 6 2/3 innings, and then ended up being 6 full innings for Sewell on his final batter as well. So they almost got through both those games with only having to use 2 to 3 pitchers at most. As the first pitch to Nolan Peterson will miss low for ball 1. Post on the other side, Coach Iverson has been right around the 105 pitch count mark with a lot of guys, but has never actually, I don't think anybody's actually hit the 105 pitch count mark for the game. That one's over for a strike. The count's now 1-1. As the activity starts to work in the right field bullpen, maybe look like Trevor Rounds is the guy that is warming up, and it will be Rounds that will be throwing out in the right field pin. There's a line shot into left field. That's down for a leadoff single for Peterson. He's 1 for 2 in the ball game. And the Yates will get the leadoff man to kick off the bottom of the 4th. And it brings up Sutton Sunshine, who is 0 for 2. He grounded out to the shortstop in the first and flew out to the left fielder in the second. A guy that's hitting over 400 for a post 8 coming into the day. Here's the first pitch to him. That one will be up the top of the zone for a strike. Sunshine with those 3 doubles and a triple. Again, lead the team in RBIs. He's a guy that might end up being at the end of the season. We might see his name on an all-state list somewhere. The way he's been playing for post 8. This will be fouled out of play, and the count's 0-2. Obviously, still got less than a month to go in the season, in the regular season. The region tournament, the best of 3 round, best of 3 region round is going to be the 25th and 26th of July. So a month from today, we will have, barring rainouts at that time, but a month from today is where the state tournament will be figured out and where they will end up playing and who will be making the state tournament, and which will begin on that Tuesday, July 30th from Brookings, and roll through August 3rd on that Saturday. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Sunshine with a ground ball to the left side. That's going to get through the hole on the left side. Past the diving shortstop into left center field. It's a base hit for Sunshine. He is now 1 for 3. And the Yates have the first 2 guys to reach base here in the 4th as they're trying to, again, score multiple runs here in this 4th inning. And Grayson Hunsley, who is 1 for 2 at the double, steps to the plate. So a month from today would be the final games. We have time get called as pitch from Rounds out in the right field bullpen got away from the catcher, and Gunnar Edson tried to get over to it, just couldn't quite get to it after it rolled towards the first baseman. And home plate umpire Matt Clark had seen that, made sure that was, we weren't going to have a pitch get thrown and a baseball be on the field. First pitch to Grayson Hunsley. That'll bounce in for ball 1. For post 8, the last game of the regular season, July 21st, when we travel out to the Sioux Falls area, Renner is hosting a triangular. I believe it's the Renner Sultans and then Yankton. Yankton is one of those teams, but I believe it's the Renner 2 team, not the Renner Royals that we had seen earlier in this season. Hunsley grounds that one foul on the third base side, and the count's even at a ball and a strike. With nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth, runners at first and second. 10 hits down the ball game here for the Eights. Trying to extend a 5-1 lead. The 1-1. There's a fly ball towards left center field. When the center fielder will make the catch at Chapman, and there's now one gone. And we'll bring up Charlie Simpson, who's been on base both times. He doubled home the game's first run, and also then walked to lead off the bottom of the third inning. He scored on the RBI single from Stalley in that third. That got the inning going to score 3 runs in the third. Here's the first pitch. Instead, they will turn, and there will not be a throw from the pitcher in Branham. With Peterson diving back in safely at second. Here's the first pitch now to Simpson. Oh, miss low for ball 1. He's got one of the 2 home runs that have been hit by Post State here this summer. Dawson Getz had the home run and the 3-run homer at the Dakota Classic. Simpson with the big 2-run homer yesterday. They kind of got the Eights offense going and maybe putting a little bit more belief in what the Eights could do against Watertown. And again, we had mentioned, too, what Watertown and Coach Ryan Neal had said after the games were over and passing, kind of talking to him a little bit. I think he, along with the rest of the state, will probably be a spot where when they're looking at the standings at the end of the season, they're going to try and figure out, who they might match up against. And if Pierre is one of those teams that they could match up against, they're all probably going to be saying, I don't really know if we want to face Pierre in a best-of-3 series. 3-0 pitch here to Simpson. That's at the top of the zone and right at the letters, and it counts now 3-1. And you can say the same thing last year, too. Post State, it took them a while to get that first win and really starting to rattle off some wins down the stretch of the season. And Post 22, who end up going 2-2 in the state tournament, as Simpson will sky the 3-1 up on the right side, foul territory. First baseman will make the catch in Lewis. And there's now 2 down for George Stalley with runners at first and second. So the A's get back-to-back singles to start the 4th inning, but haven't been able to do anything in the last 2 hitters, and now it's up to Stalley to try and drive in a run. But for Post States, they made Post 22 sweats on their home field to try and win that best-of-3 series. The A's were in both those games and had a shot to win both those games to upset Post 22 to make the state tournament. This Post State team as well, I think, when you get in the best-of-3 scenario, the Eights like their chances against anybody. This will be popped up and right behind second base bag. The shortstop will go back out to make the catch and Meverden, and that will retire the side. So after 2 back-to-back hits lead off the inning, they don't score any runs on those 2 hits. No errors and 2 men left on base. We head to the 5th, halfway home in game number 1. Pierre leads Spearfish 5-1. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Building a home. It's the biggest investment most of us make in a lifetime. Not to mention, it's a decision that, well, you pretty much live with day and night. The quality of the workmanship stares back at you like a reflection. It also affects the value of your investment. Choosing the right contractor is critical. Kruger Contracting is that contractor. Call 222-2523. Quality workmanship and materials completed on time. Kruger Contracting. In a word, quality. Call 222-2523.
AGE Corporation's Contractors and Crane Service is a proud supporter of Pierre Governor Athletics. For almost 60 years, AGE has been building South Dakota. For all your site work construction and crane work needs this season, AGE is here to help. Give them a call. AGE Corporation and Crane Service, 223-2732. That's 223-2732. AGE, proud supporters of local sports.
So Trevor Rouse will come into pitch to relieve Miles Doyle on the mound as it looks like Simpson will move into right field, so the batting order will not change. The DH goes away with Simpson also coming to the field. And Rounds now will get a chance to throw here for Post State here in the top of the 5th inning with a 5-1 lead. So Rounds to the mound, and Simpson will be out in right field. Everybody else stays the same. The lineup does not change across the way. So for Miles Doyle, who we thought maybe he would potentially go all 105 pitches or close to the 105 pitch count. He goes those 4 innings, giving up just the 1 run on a total of 2 hits against with 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. He did throw 89 pitches. And regardless of if he had thrown 9 or 89 pitches, he's available to throw next Tuesday against Sioux Falls East in the next game. With the fact that it would be such a long way away, that we'll have the 4 days of mandatory rest before we get to that game on Tuesday.
Second baseman, number 7, Travis Jewell.
And it will be Travis Jewell to lead things off, top of the order, as Trevor Rounds takes over. Here's the first pitch. That'll be at the bottom of the zone for a strike. The count's 0-1 here to Jewell. Rounds so far in the season, he has thrown 11 2/3 innings as it counts 1-1. That misses upstairs. This is his 3rd relief appearance and 5th appearance overall. 15 hits, 20 runs, 19 of them earned, 11 walks, 5 strikeouts. ERA 11.4. As there's a ground ball to Shufflebine over at second. He will field and fire to first to retire the leadoff man here in the top of the 5th inning. And we'll bring up Aiden Meverden.
Shortstop, number 15, Aiden Meverden.
And to wrap up the stats for Rounds, 2.23 whip and a batting average against it, 312 for Rounds, and now 12 full innings of work for him. Retiring that first man, and he threw on Sunday, or make that against Saturday against Minot, throwing 4 innings, giving up 5 hits, 6 runs, 3 walks, and no strikeouts. As the first pitch will be upstairs for ball 1. He had given up those 6 runs in that 4th inning, but he had gone through the first 3 innings scoreless, allowing just 1 hit and 2 walks, or a walk and a hit by a pitch. Swing and a miss, and the count's now 1-1. So the inning, that 4th inning got away from him, and for Post State, another game where you lose by 9 to Minot, and you say, well, you take away 2 innings in there, even just take away 1 inning, you either lose by 4 or you lose by 3. And that's kind of been the story for Post State. 1 big inning that kind of gets away from them and turns into being a difference of the loss. So there's a foul ball down the left field line. It will be now 2-2. Here to the number 2 hitter in Meverden. The story of last night with the 6 unearned runs in the 2nd inning. You lose 13-7 by 6 runs. There's a ground ball that's up the middle. That's fielded by Shufflebine, who is right behind the bag at second. Had that played perfectly. And there's now 2 down here in the top of the 5th inning. A good play by Shufflebine behind the second base bag. And it brings up Cody Chapman, who is 0 for 2. Shufflebine, who was playing over there. They're kind of putting the shift on for a lot of these guys. Shufflebine behind the bag again. This will be popped up left side. Can Grayson Hunsley make a play on? That's going to get out of play by several feet. No chance for Hunsley, who got to the 3rd base dugout. And the count's 0-1 here to Chapman, who is 0 for 2 with a ground out to the 3rd baseman in Hunsley, and also struck out swinging. Here's the 0-1 pitch. This will be fouled away, and the count's now 0-2. So Shufflebine's he's almost looking like it would be major league type shift, where you have that where you can't cross the line to go on the other side. You can't have the 3 infielders on one side. That's kind of where he's playing at right now. It would be close to where that line would be as it counts 1-2. So there's a big hole in the right side of the infield. And that last at-bat was played perfectly. He was in that near same spot. And back out the camera so you can see on YouTube where he's at. That pitch will be upstairs, and the count's 2-2. That's where he was standing at in that ground ball from Meverden, which turned into a routine ground ball instead of trying to make a play and maybe a backhand and try to set yourself. There's a swing and a miss on the 2-2 pitch and a strikeout for Rounds, and a 1-2-3 inning for Rounds here in the top of the fifth. Still a 5-1 lead for Pierre over Spearfish. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
At AgTegra, we're leveraging the power of the cooperative to benefit our farmers and ranchers, their families, and local communities. We're creating jobs for your neighbors and putting money back into our communities. We're lending a hand in our rural fire departments, food banks, and 4-H and FFA programs. That's what local is all about. When you do business at AgTegra, you help us make a difference in your community. AgTegra, strong, stable, dependable, and local.
Stolken Peterson LLP has been your local CPA firm for over 40 years, offering tax preparation, bookkeeping, payroll, and consulting services. If your business, farm, or ranch needs professional, accurate, and reliable services, we are your firm. Our clients are our number one priority. If you need a higher level of accounting service, give us a call at 605-224-5828. That's Stolken Peterson LLP, 222 East Missouri Avenue in Pierre. Bottom of the fifth, towards the bottom of the lineup here, 6, 7, and 8, 4 post eights. Cooper Twilliger will lead things off. It'll be followed by Dawson Getz, Trevor Rounds. Anybody reaches base, it'll be shuffled by. As the Eights have a 5-1 lead here in the fifth inning, and good first inning of work on the mound for Trevor Rounds, who got 2 ground downs, 2 shuffle by at second, and then a strikeout of Chapman. Another good start of an outing. Obviously, we'll probably get the final 2 innings, barring post 8 trying to, maybe put a 6 spot up over the next couple innings, or the next 2 innings, I guess it has to be, to maybe shorten the game. But overall, we'll probably see Rounds throw the final 3 innings of the ball game, as Branham is still in for Spearfish. As Cooper Twilliger, who's 0 for 2, will step to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom of the fifth inning. For Branham, now he has thrown 82 pitches, so he's still got another 23 left to go. I think they're going to at least try and stretch him out through 5 innings. That one's a line shot on the first pitch, back of the middle for a base hit. Twilliger's now 1 for 3. And the Eights, who haven't got a whole lot of, they've got 2 extra base hits with 2 doubles back-to-back with Grayson Hunsley and Charlie Simpson in the first inning. It's been all base hits, all singles after that. But overall for post 8, that is hit number 11 of the day, and it's now Dawson Getz, who is 2 for 2 with 2 singles. There's a line shot, make it 3 for 3 for Dawson Getz. That's another base hit. It's first and second with nobody out. And another guy that's 2 for 2 coming to the plate, and Trevor Rounds. So see if the Eights, who did the same thing last inning, getting the first 2 guys on base on back-to-back hits, end up getting a line out, pop out, and another pop out in the next 3 batters. So now here's Trevor Rounds to try and add on to the first 2 guys reaching base. First pitch is over for strike 1. That's just the 3rd pitch of the inning. So he's still, for Branham, got 85 pitches and 20 pitches to work with, even though this is already the 3rd hitter of the inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It'll be on the inside edge for a strike. The count's 0-2 here to Rounds. 2 for 2, 2 RBI single. Back in the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Eights scored a run in the first and second, and then 3 in the 3rd. Here's the 0-2. That'll bounce in. That looked like it hit him. But it will be a wild pitch, and it's now first and second and 3rd. It did hit him. So if it hits him, even if it bounces, it's still a hit by a pitch, and he will take first. I know he wants to hit, so he doesn't care to go to first base. And yeah, he will go to first, so it will be a hit by a pitch, and it'll bring up Carter Shufflebine with the bases loaded and nobody out. And boy, the name was forgetting me too. Major leagues a couple years ago, back in the 90s, I think it was, that And I don't remember now who it was. It was a good hitter, but he got hit by a pitch and he refused, or maybe it was ball 4. He refused to take first base. He wanted to stay and hit. He did not want to get walked or get hit by a pitch. Shufflebein will pop the first pitch foul to play on the right side. And that one will land just beyond the stands here in Hyde Stadium. And the count's 0-1 here to Shufflebein, who is 1 for 2. RBI single in the second. Lined into a double play in the third. Here's a line shot. That's going to be a base hit, and a run will come in to score. They will round Dawson Getz. He'll round third. He's going to come in to score. It's a 2 RBI single for Shufflebein. He's 2 for 3 in the ball game. He's got 3 runs driven in, and the Eights have a 7-1 lead here with nobody out in the bottom of the 5th. Taking third on the hit was Round, so he is in scoring, even farther in scoring position. And it's first and third for the top of the order. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and the Eights leading now by 6. Peterson is 1 for 2. He walked in this second. Got a base hit to lead off the 4th inning. So the third hit of the inning. And Nolan Peterson now, Shufflebein is picked off. He's going to run to second. Rouse will try and come in to score. The throw is not going to be in time. They will steal a run. Shufflebein got picked off of first. He is safe at second now with the runner and Rouse taking off to score. He didn't even have to slide. The throw was too late. And for Shufflebein, it was good of him to go to second. Obviously not good of him to get picked off, but he was able to then just take off for second. Coach Zabel over at first was just telling him, hey, just go. You got to go now. And Rounds comes in to score, so now it's an 8-1 lead, and the first pitch is high up Nolan Peterson for ball 1. So each of the first 3 guys that reach base have come in to score. Another 3-run inning here for the Eights, and they lead it 8-1 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebein scoreboard. 1-0 pitch. That one will be fouled back, and the count's now 1-1. Happened one other time this summer where got picked off at first, and instead of just giving yourself up for the out, take off for second with a runner on third, and the Eights were able to score that time too and keep everybody safe. Peterson will foul that one away on the right side. The count's now 1-2. Coach Zabel had put his arm up to try and make the catch, but as big as he is, that was about 20 feet off the ground, so he missed it by a couple inches. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Comes inside. Peterson will take it for ball 2. The count's now 2-2. Sudden sunshine on deck. He's going to have Christmas presents for the home plate umpire. He's got 4 baseballs sitting there waiting to take up to him when he comes to the plate. This will be popped foul. This will land just below, almost in front of the press box. And the count's now 2-2. Almost couldn't have got any closer to being up here, but the way it's got to be a line shot to get back here in the press box. Can't be a pop-up. We got the covering up here that doesn't help us try and catch anything. That's got to be kind of almost a line shot to come in. Counts 2-2. Peterson with a line shot up the middle, diving but can't make the catch. It'll be another base hit for Peterson. Shufflebein, who retreated back to second, will take off for third. He didn't want to get doubled off. A near diving catch for the shortstop in Meverden, but it ends up being a base hit for Peterson. He's now 2 for 3 in the ball game. And it's first and third here with nobody out. And it brings up Sutton Sunshine, who all of a sudden represents the winning run for Post States here in the bottom of the 5th inning. If Sunshine can reach base, come in to score, he did hit a home run in the springtime. He can hit a walk-off home run. Runner gets picked off again at first. The ball is dropped, and nobody will be able to, runner at third, and Shufflebein can't advance. And Post State catches a break. They're able to catch a break again with the ball being dropped by the first baseman. And because Peterson was picked off, he might have been going on first movement just to see if maybe he can steal another run. But he's at second and third now, and Sunshine will foul the first pitch away for strike 1. So it's one where the coaching staff of Coach Iverson and Coach Zabel are probably going, we can't let that happen, but we've been able to be fortunate of getting away with it twice. Sunshine will foul that one out of play, and the count's 0-2. Well, they're also probably thinking, too, like, boy, we finally can catch a break of something maybe not going right for us, so we still get a break and get something to go right for us. 0-2 pitch to Sunshine. That'll be upstairs for a ball, and the count's now 1-2. Post State 13U team, they're in action today, facing Sioux Falls Post 15. They won 16-1 in game number 1. They won in the Bismarck tournament. There's a ground ball that'll be fielded by the second baseman. The throw to first from Duel will be in time. It's an RBI ground out for Sunshine, and the runner will get to third in Peterson. There's one down and a 9-1 lead here for the Eights. So an RBI for Sunshine. He's now 1 for 4. And it brings up Grayson Hunsley. Well, the runner on at third and one away here in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch is over for strike one. He is the 7th man to come to the plate. First 4 guys all reached. They've all come in to score. Peterson, who was part of the first 5 to reach base, he's standing at third base now. That'll bounce in. That'll be off the umpire. And Peterson will try and come in to score. Dives at first, and he slides in safe. And it took a hop. Peterson was slow to get going because the way that the ball bounced off the umpire, he hesitated. Ended up being one that bounced in and away, so he took off and was able to dive head first and slide in safely. And the lead is now 10-1, and Post State is now a runaway. Even though the bases are empty, they're a run away from winning here in early on in this ball game. Hunsley and Simpson, these 2 hitters, went back-to-back doubles in the first. Here's a line shot. That's another base hit for Post State. Hunsley will round first. He will stay there. He's now 2 for 3 in the game. Make that 2 for 4 in the ball game, and the Eights will get their winning run on base here in the bottom of the 5th. But that might be the end of the line for Branham, who has been hit around the ballpark. He's given up 2 doubles. It's been 13 singles for Post State since the first inning. Of the 15 hits now, 13 have been singles, and Branham feels like he just can't buy it out right now. Have a conversation, and they are going to bring the left fielder in, I think, to come and pitch in Heating. So we will have a pitching change. We'll tell you about it when we come back. 10-1 lead for Pierre in the bottom of the 5th. Back in a minute on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports. Brought to you by Limebach Construction Incorporated, who can build your recreational home or building along the beautiful lower Lake Oahe area. Whether if your hobby is hunting, fishing, travel, or water sports, we can come up with a building design that will fit your interests and expectations. We pride ourselves on using quality products, customer service, and open communication. Limebach Construction is locally owned and operated, serving the Missouri River community since 1994. For area of service and more information, contact Bill Limebach at 605-223-2738. That's 605-223-2738. Comtech, your local technology solutions provider, is now located on the truck bypass. With great brands like Bose, Sonos, LG, Samsung, Lenovo, and so much more. Stop in to see their new showroom for everything in stock for your personal or business needs. Comtech provides professional installation and service after the sale. Comtech is your local technology store, located now on the truck bypass, or visit us on the web at comtechplus.com. It is a 10-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Post State has a runner on at first with 1 out, and it will be Charlie Simpson that will greet what will be Halen Heiting in the bottom of this 5th inning with 1 out. Jack Branham will head to left field and place, so it's just a straight positional change between the two. But for Branham, he's got to feel just like, what else can you do? He didn't walk a whole lot of guys. He only walked 2 guys. He had a strikeout in there. But he went 4 1/3 inning, giving up 15 hits, and 13 of the 15 hits were singles. with the doubles to Simpson and Hunsley that went back-to-back in those doubles. Everybody else that has gotten multiple hits or just hits, and everybody in the batting order does have a hit for Post 8. Everybody has at least one for something, with Peterson 2 hits, Hunsley with 2 hits, Getz is 3 for 3, Rounds and Schuffelbein each with 2 hits as well. So it's great to see that the Eights have been able to score or to get a bunch of base hits, but everybody up and down the lineup are getting a base hit. And Coach Iverson, too, when had a chance to talk with them setting up and getting ready for this doubleheader, he was excited for this lineup in game number 1 and saying that, you know, for the first time this summer that you've had kind of maybe if you penciled out a lineup on where you're going to go to start the season, this might have been the 9 guys. Maybe it wasn't going to be the 9 guys, but when you look at how things have kind of worked their way out, you've never had a chance to have maybe these 9 guys in the lineup all at once. And then with your ace on the mound of Miles Doyle, he was excited to how this game, especially this first game goes, but how this doubleheader can go. And it's paid off pretty well with everybody with at least a hit in the lineup. 1-1 pitch is upstairs to Simpson. The count's now 2-1. For Heiting, this will be his 5th appearance, 2nd relief appearance. He does have 3 starts, 17 and 3rd innings pitched so far. 39 hits, 29 runs, 25 of them earned, and that's a strike to Simpson. The count's now 2-2. 7 walks, 4 strikeouts. He's hit 5 men, an ERA at 10.10, whip at 2.65. As Simpson will pop this up on the right side. Long run for everybody. That one's going to drop in for a base hit. The throw to second, and he is out at second is Grayson Hunsley. And he took off when he realized the ball was going to drop, but where the ball had dropped, how close it was to the infield, turns into a fielder's choice. And so Simpson is safe, but he doesn't get the base hit. And it's a 9-6 fielder's choice. And George Stalley, who comes to the plate, the 9th man to come to the plate, we'll see if maybe he can find a way to drive in Simpson. That first pitch is over for strike 1. Here to George Stalley, who is 1 for 3 in the ball game. The 0-1, instead of pickoff, moving back in safely is Simpson over at first base. Here's the 0-1. That is upstairs, and the count is now even at a ball and a strike here to Stalley. He is 1 for 3, RBI single in the 3rd inning. After flying out of the center fielder to end the 1st and flying out, or popping out of the shortstop to end the 4th. That one's fouled away, and the count's now 1-2. He can be the last guy to hit in the 5th inning, too, but hopefully that means that he ends the ball game and not ends the 5th inning with a 9-run lead right now here for Post 8. 10-1 is their score, a 5-run 5th inning here for the Eights. Still runner on at first with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch. That is a curveball that stays upstairs, and the count's now 2-2. In the top of the 6th for Spearfish, we do 4, 5, and 6 if we get to that point. Spearfish needs an out before another run scores. 2-2. Stalley with a ground ball to the 3rd baseman. That's going to get underneath his glove. That will get into left field, and it's now 1st and 2nd, and that'll be the first error of the ball game for Spearfish. As unfortunately for Stalley, who hit the ball fairly hard, but 3rd baseman trying to make the quick play on Sewell and missed it. And so now it brings back up Cooper Twilliger. Twilliger led off the inning with a single. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game, and now a base hit would end it with Simpson now in scoring position. First pitch is upstairs for ball 1. So Twilliger and Getz are the final 2 hitters of this inning. No matter what will happen, one of these 2 either have to score the run or make the 3rd out. That one's outside. The count's now 2-0. This bottom half of the order for Post 8 has been fantastic. With a combined 7 hits, the runner takes off. Twilliger will sky this out towards center field. This will be caught by the center fielder in Chapman and will end the inning here in the bottom of the 5th. And the Eights 1 run away from winning it in 5 innings. But a 5-run 5th inning as the Eights end up with 4 hits, make that 5 hits in air, and 2 men left on base. So we have played 5 completes, a 10-1 lead for Pierre over Spearfish. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
As community bankers, BankWest employees are deeply committed to supporting local causes, growing the local economy, and creating local opportunities. At a time when you can bank anywhere, we hope you choose BankWest. We'll be your financial partner for the long haul, helping you and your community achieve financial success. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed. Member FDIC.
Nystrom Electrical Contracting in Pierre has been providing professional sales, service, and installation since 1977. Whether you're starting from scratch, new construction, or you're upgrading your current system at your home, farm, or office, give the professionals at Nystrom Electrical Contracting a call. They've got a lot of bright ideas. Call Nystrom's today to schedule a free computer-generated estimate. The number is 224-8750, or visit their website at nystromelectric.com. It is the top of the 6th inning. Post-State leads 10-1 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Schuffelbein scoreboard. Trevor Rounds working into his 2nd inning of relief. 8 for 12, 6 through 9 right now in the order for Post-State. 8 for 12 in the ball game, which, Twilliger being 1 for 4. So you go 7 of 9. You're 7 for 8 in the ball game with 3 hits for Getz, 2 in for Rounds, and another 2 for Schuffelbein. And only been retired once, and that's the bottom half of the order. And that was the unfortunate line shot from Schuffelbein and the steal attempt by Rounds that turned into a double play, but otherwise would have been a base hit. 1-0 pitch to Branham will be a ground ball. Twilliger will stay with it. All he has to do is knock it down. That's exactly what he did. Stays with it to retire Branham on a 3 unassisted play, and there's one down here in the top of the 6th. And it brings up Halen Heiting. Heiting now the pitcher. The Branham, who threw in that first 4 1/3 innings, he officially close the book and give him 10 runs, all of them earned. As there's a ground ball that will be foul to Heiting, and there it counts 0-1. As they switch in the batting order, not in the batting order obviously, but in the field, but right next to each other in the batting order. There's another chopper that is foul and almost caught by the home plate umpire off the bounce. Count is now 0-2. This is number 5 man in the batting order. Brock Lewis, the first baseman. He will bat 6th, but bat 3rd here in this inning. 0-2 pitch. That's upstairs, and the count's now 1-2. The Eights will have 7, 8, 9 in the bottom of the 6th inning, and right now would need just 1 run to shorten the ball game by a half inning. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Getz will field it short. His throw to first will be in time, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 6th inning. And it brings up now Brock Lewis. Lewis is 0 for 1. Flew out to the right fielder and then also walked in his 2 trips to the plates. 2 down and nobody on here in the top of the 6th inning. First pitch swinging, ground ball back to Rounds. He will field. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Trevor Rounds. He retires all 6 batters that he faces in 2 innings. And the Eights will try and get 1 run in the bottom of the 6th to put an end to a early ball game. Back in a minute. You're listening to Post-State Baseball on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping wants to make it easy for you to get that lush green lawn and that yard haven that you've been dreaming of. Visit dakotasprinkler.com to make appointments for sprinkler system spring startup, service calls, fall winterization, and landscaping quotes. Trust Dakota Sprinkler and Landscaping's professionals to get you through the planning and installation to make your landscaping needs a reality. Visit dakotasprinkler.com today.
With any dream, the wind won't always be at your back, the sun won't always be shining, and some rain is going to fall. American Family Insurance is like a good solid roof that you can trust to protect your biggest dreams. With plans that could save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. Also, you can continue to dream fearlessly, no matter what comes your way. American Family Insurance.
Visit mfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company assigned its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Contact the Brittany Shufflebind Agency, LLC, 224-6627. It is a 10-1 lead for Post 8 on the American Family Insurance Brittany Shufflebind scoreboard. And it'll be 7-8-9 for the 8s. Dawson Getz, Trevor Rounds, and Carter Shufflebind. Anybody reaches base, it'll be Nolan Peterson. And they technically could reach base and not even get Nolan Peterson up to the plate. If the 8s would score one run in this bottom of the 6th inning, they will win the ball game by the 10-run rule. Leading by 9 right now, but are in a favorable spot to still pick up the win regardless as we are closing in on the end of game number 1. Dawson Getz is 3 for 3, 3 singles and 3 runs scored. Might as well make it 4 for 4 with the 4 runs scored. First pitch here from Hiding to Getz. It'll be outside for ball 1. No RBIs for Getz though. But going 3 for 3 and getting those 3 runs scored. Here's the 1-0 pitch. There's a chopper on the left side. It'll be a tough play for the shortstop. Everett, and the throw will not be in time. It will be a 4 for 4 day for Dawson Getz in game number 1. And the 8s have their winning run on base to open up this 6th inning for now Trevor Rounds and Carter Shufflebind, who have been retired just once on a line drive turning into a double play. Rounds is 2 for 2, was hit by a pitch off the bounce. He's showing bunt and will bunt the ball back to the pitcher. He will advance the winning run to second, and it will be the first down on a sacrifice bunt, and it brings up now Carter Shufflebind. So they give the chance here for number 9 and 1 man to come to bring in the winning run. Shufflebind's 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. RBI single in the 2nd, a 2 RBI single in the 5th, and also scored in that 5th inning. First pitch is over for strike 1. 16 hits for Post 8. 10 runs, 16 hits, no errors. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 error for Spearfish. That's upstairs, and the count's 1-1. It was a single by Hiding in the 2nd, an RBI single for Branham in the 3rd. The 1-1 pitch. There's a ground ball on the right side to be fielded by the second baseman that will move the runner over to 3rd. So Getz is in to 3rd. The throw to first will retire Shufflebind. And there's 2 down now here in the bottom of the 6th. And it's back to the top of the order, and we'll see if Peterson can be the hero. Between Peterson, Sun and Shine, as long as they both don't get walked, it will be between the top 3 hitters to try and get this run in to score to win the ball game. 4-3 in the ground out. Shufflebind now 2 for 4 in the ball game. Peterson, who is 2 for 3 in the ball game, will swing at the first pitch and fly it out towards left field. Then will get over the head and will get down, and that will win the ball game. Nolan Peterson will jog his way to second, but it is an RBI single for Peterson. 3 for 4 in the ball game. And an RBI to finish out a 11-1 win for Pierre over Spearfish in game number 1. 10-run rule win for the 8s. Roll 8s here in game 1. Their 3rd win of the season. 2nd to South Dakota win. We'll step aside for 2 minutes and wrap up game 1 and start to get you set for game number 2. Back in 2 minutes here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR Sports.
Looking for your next new or used car, truck, or SUV? Then go no further than the comfort of your own home. Shop online at lambmotor.com. On lambmotor.com, you'll find the vehicles Lambs has in stock. You can schedule a test drive or your vehicle's next tune-up all online. New or used, shop for it all online anywhere you are. Lamb Motor has the right vehicle for you. Lamb Motor in Oneida and online, lambmotor.com.
No one likes to have electrical problems, but when they happen, call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. With over 28 years of experience, Todd's Electric can handle any type of electrical problem, whether it's residential, commercial, or agricultural. Their knowledgeable staff knows and understands the importance of your home, business, or ag facility and are prepared to help. Call Todd's Electric at 223-2518. That's 223-2518. Todd's Electric, serving the Pierre and Fort Pierre areas. The line to power.
Financial investments are very important, but so are the investments of time, patience, and encouragement our young athletes receive from their coaches, teachers, and mentors. Your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisors understand this. That's why Edward Jones is a proud sponsor of Governor Athletics on KCCR. Go Govs! For all your investment needs, call or stop by one of our offices to visit with your Pierre area Edward Jones Financial Advisor. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Hey you. Are you at a job that is fulfilling, has good benefits to support you or a family today, and retirement goes down the road? If you just said no, listen up. CHS River Plains is hiring operations personnel, drivers, and custom applicators at several locations. These come with a knockout affordable benefit package for you and the whole family. Apply to a job with CHS River Plains and up your benefits straight up. To apply, visit us online at chsriverplains.com or stop in at one of our locations. CHS is an equal opportunity employer.
Post State gets a Game 1 win over Spearfish as they dominate with 17 hits, 15 singles in Game number 1, and they win it 11-1 in 6 innings, getting that run in the 6th on a Nolan Peterson base hit that ended the ball game with a 10-run rule win. Post State had 11 runs, 17 hits, no errors, and 8 men left on base. Spearfish had a run on 2 hits, an error, and 5 men left on base. Miles Doyle gets his first win of the summer, going 4 innings, giving up 2 hits, 1 run, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. They gave the most of the run support after he was out of the ball game, but they still gave him run support. They had a 5-1 lead when he left, and then with an 11-1 win. But he goes those 4 innings again. The win. Trevor Rounds went 2 innings, retiring all 6 guys that he faced with a strikeout in the ball game, so no hits allowed and no walks as well. And Jack Brandon will pick up the loss. 4 1/3 innings, giving up 15 hits, 10 runs, 2 walks, and a strikeout. A couple of hits given up by Halen Hiding with that run scoring in the bottom of the 6th inning. Time of the ball game was 1 hour and 50 minutes. Game 1 goes to Post State. That's a good first Game 1 win. Now they've got to be sharp again in Game number 2. Can't expect the same result because Spearfish is a team that splits a lot of doubleheaders. Just because you win by the 10-run rule here in Game number 1 means absolutely nothing going into Game number 2. The Eights still have to play good baseball in Game number 2. Cooper Twilliger will be on the mound to be the starting pitcher, but the Eights have to make sure that they stay sharp going into Game number 2 and not expect, because of the first game win of how they were able to hit the ball so well. They want to keep that up. You want to keep the momentum going, but you can't expect without working hard for that momentum to keep going. That's more of what I'm trying to say, is that it's still going to be a tough game to try and win. You can't expect it to be a cakewalk for the second game, especially because of what Spearfish his record is. You never want to expect it to be, but really when you look at how Spearfish plays, they're a 1-win, 1-loss team in doubleheaders, so you expect them to come out playing much better in Game number 2 for this doubleheader. But that will wrap up Game number 1. We will hear from News Director Zach Nelson. We'll have what will be the 5 o'clock news, close to 5 o'clock, but we'll hear his 5 o'clock news coming up here shortly. So we'll send it back to the station. We'll have about a 4-minute break before we'll have his news come up, and then we'll get back getting set for the second game of our doubleheader here. We'll end the broadcast on YouTube, and then we will come back with Game 2 broadcasts here in just a little while. Post State wins Game number 1, 11-1 over Spearfish in 6 innings. We'll send it back to the station, back with the news after this here on KCCR and on YouTube at KCCR.